Sierra Leoneans. And we do this especially in some areas that we have agreed upon with the government, which is what we call green transition. So this means agriculture, it means green energy. In the area of education, the broader areas in which we are supporting Sierra Leonean projects. This year, we have signed two important agreements. One agreement on the UN-EU Spotlight Initiative. This is a worldwide initiative of the European Union and the United Nations to support governments in their fight against SGBV. And I'm very happy to see that the Sierra Leonean government and the Sierra Leonean civil society are strongly working against SGBV, and by this program there is a possibility with the force also of the United Nations and also with the civil society and the government to give a support. Then secondly, this year we have signed one agreement which focuses on working and supporting the Ministry of Trade and other bodies for supporting Sierra Leonean initiatives for a better business climate, which is very important because, I mean, the government knows and we all know you only can succeed in implementing the Big Five if the private sector is involved, and therefore you need a good doing business environment. And today in the afternoon, I'm very happy about that. We will sign an agreement on a new project with the Minister of Finance, which is called Nature Nourishes. It's a very innovative project which combines the protection of nature, agriculture and education. So some of the sectors we are working in, for example, promoting homegrown school feeding, in promoting a stronger support to local councils, in giving also a support to the government's efforts to reduce deforestation. And the interesting thing of this program is that it contains a strong budget support element, which is for us now a new way to work with the government of Sierra Leone. And we believe that this will also help to strengthen the position of the Minister of Finance to implement the public finance management reforms which are important for the functioning of government activities.
Yes, we shall look at the activities of the European Union in Sierra Leone under the leadership of Muller when we shall be looking at the 11th EDF, which has ended, and what next for that. But you've been here for 3 years and you've described how it has been like. What's normally the role of EU ambassadors in foreign embassies?
An ambassador is interlocutor to the government and to all Sierra Leoneans, of course. We have a role in developing together with the government and together with our headquarters the bilateral relations with Sierra Leone. This includes development cooperation, I just was referring to that, but it also includes a lot of other areas, like, for example, multilateralism. Sierra Leone is currently the president of the UN Security Council, and my congratulations for that. It's an important work and it's very well done. Sierra Leone has brought the African topic back to the Security Council and has underlined the importance of the reform of the Security Council, also with regard to historical injustices in the composition of the Council. We had, for example, in February, a direct video contact between our headquarters, the EEAS, the European External Action Service, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where high-ranking officials exchanged on different topics which are relevant for the work in the Security Council. So this is also part of the work of an ambassador, to have a look on these issues, to have dialogue also on regional affairs with the government, and of course to have also a strong network and to talk with everyone. We talk with the government. The government is our main interlocutor. This is natural, but we also talk with the opposition, with the civil society, with human rights groups, with everyone, with the local councils. This is very important. Go up country and to see the realities there, and to have a dialogue also with the decision makers on the ground.
Okay. And if you just join we listen to the outgoing European Union ambassador to Salon, we na Manuel Muller, they talk about in work inside Salon inside the last 3 years. This, especially if you just join we now we Facebook page. The program Good Morning Salon they continue. It has been 3 years. How can you describe your work or your tenure in terms of the roles that are expected of EU ambassadors in fostering bilateral ties between two countries, or Australia and the European Union?
I'm very happy about the state of relations between the European Union and Sierra Leone. We have set up during the last months a lot of new initiatives that I already mentioned. And especially we have fostered also the dialogue on multilateral affairs. I think that you can feel that there is a huge interest in Sierra Leone to work together with international partners, and this makes it very easy for us to do our work and to give our support also to the initiatives of the government and of the people. My main take from what I could see here in Sierra Leone is that Sierra Leone is a peaceful country. Might be that around some moments of elections some people get a bit excited, but in general it's peaceful, and you can feel it everywhere. You can feel it especially if you are up country, and I think this is very much important, and this should be safeguarded. It's also very important to see that Sierra Leone is exemplary in terms of religious tolerance. There are many countries in the world where this is not the case, and these countries all can learn from Sierra Leone. And this is something where I think in analyzing the situation here, where you can be proud of. And I feel also that it's very important to see that in Sierra Leone, even if there might be here and there problems, people come together, talk with each other, and find a solution, like very recently on the tripartite. And you can also be proud of it, because there are many countries in which this is not the case, where people don't talk with each other and people don't come together. So in such an environment, it's very good to work, because you can now focus on development. And this is what we are currently doing, because the country wants development, the country needs development, and we are happy to give a support.
Do you enjoy working as EU ambassador in Sierra Leone, or do you have any reservation being posted to Sierra Leone in the last 3 years?
I was happy in Sierra Leone.
Okay. What is your memorable time that you will always remember Sierra Leone for?
I will remember Sierra Leone for the people. And I traveled around to many of the districts. We had in the month of May EU Sierra Leone bus tour, which led us to, for example, Cambia, to Bombali, which led us to Kono district, and I had other trips where I visited Bo, Kenema. I was in Mongu-Bendugu Falaba district. I was at one point of time also in Tonkulili district. And what I really could see there is the resilience of the people. And I could see that people know exactly what they want. And it was impressive the way they address you, and they talk about their realities. And a very nice experience I had really was when I was in Mongu-Bendugu. I stayed there for 2 nights and could see how in a small town in a provincial area in the country the daily life is going on. In the morning there's a call for prayer, and then I stood up and went around and looked what was happening. I could see the people going to the mosque. I could see the livestock still on the road. Then the sun rise came, the shops opened, the school children went to school. I could see mangoes everywhere. It was a season, so many mangoes that people even didn't know what to do with that. I could see that you can approach people, you can talk with them, and if you are walking around, you get in touch easily with everyone. And what people tell you is mainly they need roads, they need electricity, they need water, they need health, and they need education. And this was mirrored at many other places. In Kamakui, I heard the same thing. But what really I think is important to better understand a situation on the ground is just stay 1-2 days at a place, stay overnight, and have not only the official meetings. Of course we had it because we have a very strong support program for the local councils, and the reason for my trip to Mongu-Bendugu was that the district council, together with the Honorable Minister of Local Governance, inaugurated a multi-purpose hall and different market facilities that the EU had funded. And it was good to see how strong the work of the district councils in the country is, how near they are to the people. And it's good to stay some time there and not only limit the focus to Freetown. Freetown is the capital, but the capital is not the whole country.
The program Good Morning Salon they continue, and you listen to Manuel Muller, we the outgoing EU ambassador to Salon. The time now it's 8:02. We go for a short break inside the program. We can continue for look at more issues inside the program Good Morning Salon.
Morning Salon, and we'll go now to other issue. Wednesday, 28 August this year, police charge one Adupaka, when a businessman, for Sekawe police allege say a killing girlfriend, when a Sia Fatu Kamara, will be the work at the Freetown City Council. Usai Magistrate Santiki Bangura and Apademba Road Court number 2, don't send Adupaka, go on remand na the Male Correctional Center. For more on this story, Theodora Rona Bidena Court, I go now report.
The murder case where police been the look inside between the late Siafatu Kamara, when na been foster workman at the Freetown City Council, and Abdul Paka, when a businessman, now one way gets so much attention. The talk say police don't charge this case gonna court Wednesday, August 28. Been big news. Also plenty people been there na Pademba on Magistrate Court number 2. For able for no waiting at some panditin them where police use for charge this case gonna court, and safe look the accused for the first time because of the plenty thing they waiting at the public, but waiting lead to see a camera in die one. From about 10 o'clock in the morning, the Criminal Investigation Department, CID, they don't come with the accused na court, and it been sidom outside the police prosecutor that they sidom na court. The accused in facial expression, na like posing we no me really glad in, as it been there inside in polo black hood jacket, black trousers, Jamaican socks and slippers. After about 1 to 2 hours, the magistrate court number 2 been done full up. usai plenty people not been get side for sidom. After this, the clerk been read the charge to the accused when a 1 count charge we get for do with murder. But according to law, this na magistrate court and na preliminary investigation that they do. We mean say the accused not been take plead for answer if he guilty or not. According to law, after the court go don look proper one inside this case and the prosecution proves say the accused gets case for answer. Now that same day the magistrate go ask if the accused guilty or not. Make we understand court proceedings because now the law officers department and the director of public prosecution office they look and charge them case. Now the state can represent the IG pandem case. Outside the state been gets 2 pandem where they represent them. When Juan Bull and Yusuf Isaac Sise. 1 pan the state council them when a chief superintendent of police Juan Bull they ask the magistrate for short adjourn date because he say then just receive the file and then get for look through the lead defense counsel when Emmanuel Teddy Kuroma been same way so tell us to the family of the late Sia Fatu Kamara. After that, he say the role where social media don't they play pan this case don't already judge inclines one time, and because inclines plenty thing the way that they talk na social media say it talk and do not correct. Way if they respond to the defense and the state council them, Magistrate Santigi Bangura been say according to law and the principle where it they work by, it they look the evidence the way they present before am na court, and na from there it they look for judge. Not to waiting people don't they say or write on social media and say right now they accuse innocent until the court found and guilty. Magistrate Santigi Banguado adjourned this case to September 4 this year. The lawyer the way they represent the state na Juan Bull and Yusuf Isaac Sise, and the accused in lawyer them na Emmanuel Teddy Kuroma, J. Cole, A. Commander, J.J. Vandy and other one them. For Radio Democracy, me na Theodora Arena the report.
From the insights, they will come back to studio guest when the outgoing EU ambassador to Sierra Leone, Manuel Alexandra Muller. EU's intervention in Sierra Leone in terms of infrastructure, has been laudable. Berry Bridge and other projects, to name but a few. But currently, you've signed an agreement with the Ministry of Trade for better business climate. And currently, how can you describe the current business climate in the country, and how do you hope that this agreement will address some of those bottlenecks or challenges that the country currently faces in that direction?
I think for a country to develop, it's very much important that private sector plays a pivotal role. Development cooperation is still very important, but in a long run, the development only can be sustainable if it is driven by the private sector. Therefore, it is important to have a look on doing business environment. The government knows, and this is also very clear in the program of the Big Five game changers, and that without private sector, it's not possible to implement the Big Five and the medium-term national development program. And this is why as we share this view of the government, we decided to engage with the government in a program which will have elements to make the doing business climate better. And now it's a very new program signed just this year, so it was recently ratified by Parliament, and this will now be discussed in detail with what kind of concrete instruments the EU can support in which sectors. But indeed, what is very much important is, of course, legal security. It's also predictability for the investors, and it's also that those who come into the country And as I come into the country, I do not only mean foreign investors, I also mean domestic investors, because you can also have domestic investment, which is very important, that people invest in their country. They know that if they invest at the end of the day, they will have a benefit. And that they will not get problems with any kind of authority. I think we can see that there is an interest by the government to go into this direction, and there is an interest also by the private sector to invest in a change of doing business climate, and to be ally of the government, because it's in the interest of the country to implement the Big Five and to bring development to the country. And if by support to the doing business climate we can help, we are very happy about that.
Under the 11th European Union Development Fund, which is almost wrapping up, you have areas that you look at, sectors and thematic areas in terms of national development. How do you design these programs?
First and foremost, it's not us designing, it's the government designing, and this is how EU support to foreign countries works. Normally we support Sierra Leonean projects. It's not our projects, it's Sierra Leonean projects. In the 11th EDF, we had a strong element of support to roads infrastructure in the country. A large percentage, more than 80% of the connecting road between the Guinean and Liberian border was funded by the European Union. This is now an outphasing project. The last road segment that EU is co-funding together with the government is the road from Songo to the Mabang Bridge, which is currently ongoing. And we think that this investment, where we supported the Sierra Leonean Road Authority, was a good investment because road infrastructure also brings development. We have still in some programs elements of agricultural feeder roads, but the big, huge project on road infrastructure indeed is phasing out.
Under the 11th European Union Development Fund, you made mention of the strive you made in the area of infrastructure and agriculture, education and the likes. What is the ballpark figure of these investments? I mean the total amount.
It's important to look on what projects bring to the beneficiaries. It's easy to say there is an amount of so and so million euros, but it's important to see what at the end of the day is the outcome. We continue to be present in the areas of education and agriculture in supporting the government, and we have seen on our EU Sierra Leone bus tour and talking with the people that the projects have an impact. And this is, I think, the important question. Is not what you put into it, but what you get out of it. And this is also why I'm very happy that very soon we will start budget support, because it's important to move from an input-oriented development cooperation to an output-oriented development cooperation. Currently, many projects follow a logic of seeing what exactly you put into it, in the sense of you discuss how many motorbikes, how many computers or whatever are needed to do the project. But it's much more interesting to have a dialogue on the results, that you say, we want to have this or that result. And then to give the credit to the government and the government institution to be able to reach these results, which of course then are formulated by indicators and can be measured. I believe that this is an important way, because then at the end of the day you can see what it brings to the people. I give an example. In the program that we will be signing with the Minister of Finance this afternoon, there's one indicator which says that the budget allocation to the local councils is transferred fully and timely and increases each year, which means that the councils will have a more predictable way to work, because they know that there's not only a theoretical budget allocation in the budget, but they get it, and they get it on time. And this is an indicator, and the indicator can be measured. And if the indicator is fulfilled, then an element of a flexible tranche of a budget support will be paid in the following year. So I think this is very practical, and this at the end of the day leads to a certain outcome. And you don't talk about the input, but you talk about what is coming out, and I think this is a very important way to do. Another indicator that I like a lot is on the degree of deforestation, and if the degree of deforestation goes down, then this will have the effect that also in the flexible tranche some money will be paid in the following year. The same thing on homegrown food production, where really you can measure the outcome, and depending on the outcome, then the support is given. And I think this is important to focus on, and it's not so much to talk about a certain amount, because the amount doesn't mean anything if you don't know what will come out at the end of the day.
Okay.
Okay, name na Ambassador Manuel Alexander Muller. We'll come back to you shortly. We're going for a break.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer.